What's up, guys? It's Zach the Celtics guy here. I'm back with another video, and it's that time of the day again. It's time to mock the far right once again, and I just could not help but want to make a video mocking our favorite, Florida's Ron DeSantis, the most Trumpian governor, most Trump-style politician that there is right next to Donald Trump, that is known as Ron DeSantis. So what crock of hypocritical bullshit did Ron DeSantis get himself in today? Well, let's see. He basically complains that Disney and the liberals and everyone else is indoctrinating children, but it's perfectly okay when Ron DeSantis and the right-wingers do it to children as well. So Ron DeSantis' argument is this: it's okay when I indoctrinate children with my fucking right-wing propaganda garbage, but it's not okay when God forbid Disney does anything, or, you know, Disney has their own agenda on certain things. Oh, that's not okay, right? Oh no, it's okay when I mandate lessons on communism for high school students, because it's not like, oh, he's talking about the dangers of communism in the world, which how many communist governments are left in the world? Very few. So what would be the point in that? Oh no, this is just another way for Ron DeSantis to bitch about the left and to teach children. You know, the left is communists and the left is a bunch of socialists and communists, and we need to keep our eyes out for that big bad Castro and the big bad Cuban regime. Even though it poses and even though it has no impact on the United States whatsoever, and that Venezuela and communism in Venezuela and communism and all these other places, and Iran and the Muslims and all these people, that's basically what fucking DeSantis is trying to teach. So he's a hypocrite. So much for his little thing on, oh, the liberals and everybody indoctrinating children, and oh my God, blah, 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 blah. But it's okay when I do it, right? Because I got my own fucking agenda. Okay? It's okay when I do so. Like, he gets more and more and more fucking retarded with each passing day. Like, it's just too funny to me. I'm just having fun with it at this point, because there's no point even getting upset about it. It's just so fucking retarded. I can't even. But the reason I'm covering it is because people need to be aware that these people have power, and it's unfucking believable that these people have power. In no other modern democracy in the world would these people hold power. Like, in no other modern nation would these people hold power. You think Ron DeSantis would hold power in Australia? Oh yeah, that's right. Ron DeSantis was bullying Australia for taking necessary COVID preventions, you know, back at the time when COVID was actually like a big issue. I mean, it's not so much an issue now, but oh my God, Australia's authoritarian, they're communists, oh, blah, blah. And then complaining that, oh my God, and then now he's worrying about this one and that one and that one. So, okay, so he's going to mandate lessons on communism for high school students. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. He signed a bill establishing a new state holiday. It gets worse. Known as Victims of Communism Day, on which public schools are required to teach students about communist regimes. Is Australia going to be included in that bill? I know Cuba will be included in that bill, because you have a big hate boner for Cuba for a bunch of stupid fucking reasons. Oh yeah, that's right, because the Republicans love to hate on Cuba for no fucking reason, because Cuba has been a cornerstone for the Republicans to bitch and moan about for the last 60 plus fucking years. DeSantis said during a news conference that the day is meant to honor the more than 100 million people who have fallen to victims to communist regimes across the world. We want to make sure every year folks in Florida, but particularly our students, will learn about the evils of communism, the dictators who have led communist regimes, and the hundreds of millions of individuals who have suffered and continue to suffer under the weight of this discredited ideology, he said. What about the people that are suffering under your ideology? What about LGBT people in Florida that are suffering as a result of your anti-gay policies and the millions more that are suffering against anti-gay policies throughout the U.S. as a result of these people that are doing this stuff to stick it to fucking Biden and to do this and to do that? It's like, oh, okay. It's so ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous. He's such a fucking clown, honestly. He is such a fucking clown. He's such a... This is so obviously a way for him to distract from Florida's real problems. Okay, so are we going to teach about the real problems that are facing the world? How about the fascist regimes that we're seeing throughout the world? The right-wing regimes like Jair Bolsonaro in Brazil. How about all those people? How about Viktor Orban in Hungary? What about them? What about the rising fascist regimes that we're seeing in Poland and across Eastern Europe? What about those people? Are we going to talk about them? Oh no, we're not going to talk about them because they're Team USA, so they're great. So they're great in Ron DeSantis' eyes. Even Israel is great. Oh yeah, that's right. When Israel is continuing to brutalize more Palestinians. Oh yeah, that's right. Ron DeSantis is in bed with fucking Israel and them against the Palestinians. Oh yeah, of course I knew it. Oh yeah, Fidel Castro in the Cuban Revolution is involved, and oh my God, Nicolas Maduro in the Chavismo movement, and how victims suffered under these regimes, and the suppression of freedom of speech, poverty, starvation, migration, and systematic lethal violence. Get the fuck out of here. This is obviously just fucking rhetoric for his, it's just a fucking rhetoric. It's just fucking stupid nonsense. It's just a fucking way for Ron DeSantis to distract from the real problems that are going on. Because he always needs a distraction, just like the military-industrial complex in this country always needs an enemy. He always needs an enemy. He literally... And one person said it's a way for him to ignite culture wars under the guise of fighting communism. That's exactly what it is. It's a way for him to bitch about the left is what it's all meant to do. It's just a way for him to fucking stick it to the left and be like, hey, this is what the communists are like and you're basically like communists and whatnot. Because he's a fucking liar and a smear merchant. He's the biggest fucking liar and smear merchant that there is. Throughout this whole entire country. This is just a way for Ron DeSantis to distract from the real problems. So he wants to pick fights with everything and create enemies about something that barely fucking exists. Okay, so yes, let's include Venezuela in it, because I know, the Republicans always need to fight with Venezuela, because Venezuela is always such a problem for us, even though they have no bearing on the United States of America whatsoever. Same with Cuba, same with any of these other fucking things that you put in there. Okay, oh, Mao Zedong in the Cultural Revolution, Joseph Stalin in the Soviet system. They're all dead. Pol Pot in the communist, they're all fucking dead. Why are we even talking about it? Why is he talking about it is my question. Oh, I know why he's talking about it. I mean, that would be a silly question on my part. Why are we even talking about it? Oh yeah, why? Why is he even talking about it? Why are we talking about it? I mean, Ron DeSantis is so fucking stupid and ridiculous. Why are we even talking about it? He's a fucking retard. It's like the dumbest thing ever. It's so ridiculous. It's not even worth... I mean, I don't even know why I'm sitting here getting all worked up about it, because it's something so typical of Ron DeSantis. But the reason is it's just because the hypocrisy is what boggles my mind. So let's not talk about the real fascist regimes that are facing the world today and are facing the United States of America in our own backyard. But no, Ron DeSantis will never want to talk about that because, oh yeah, that's right, Ron DeSantis is a fascist. He is a leader of fascism. This is the same guy that he stood by Donald Trump constantly throughout the times, even when Trump was acting like a fucking fascist, then turning around and acting like and bitching about everyone else being fascist and communist. I can't with these people. These people are the biggest fucking hypocrites that there is. So this is what Ron DeSantis is, this is what his shtick is. It's okay when I indoctrinate children, but it's not okay when Disney does it. There you have it. That's what it is. And look, I am I obviously am against anything, any kind of indoctrination of children, obviously, for obvious fucking reasons. I don't want the left doing it. I don't want Disney doing it. I don't want anyone doing it. But Ron DeSantis thinks it's perfectly acceptable to politically indoctrinate children with fucking lessons on communism and how the left is bad. And that's what he's fucking doing. He's doing this. And by the way, remember, the party of limited government. What a way to have limited government, right? This is really, talk about limited government. When you got the government mandating that children be taught about communism and everything else. Yeah, talk about limited government, you fucking dipshit. Talk about, oh, that's real limited government for you, you fucking asshole. That's real limited government. Real limited government. Yeah, the government is so limited that except that you're getting yourself involved in it. You're getting yourself more involved to indoctrinate more school children in Florida to suit your own political narratives about communism and leftism. Do you realize how much of a fucking idiot you are? Do you realize how fucking retarded you are? No, that's right, because Ron DeSantis has literally no self-awareness. Much like his martyr, Donald Trump, has no self-awareness. The far right in this country has no self-awareness whatsoever. Anytime there's any disagreements in the Trump crowd, anytime there's disagreements in the Trumpian far right crowd, you're smeared as a leftard, a commie, a socialist, a rhino, and all these other fucking stupid names and everything, because this is what Ron DeSantis does. He's leading the pack on this. Because then he walks backwards from his conclusion. His conclusion is liberals are wrong, right-wingers are awesome, and I'm going to smear all my critics as this and that. I'm going to bitch and moan about regimes in Cuba and Venezuela and elsewhere that have no fucking bearing on Florida whatsoever, but of course it's a way for him to distract from it. And I don't even know how many times I have to reiterate this, because every single time Ron DeSantis and these anti-LGBT Republicans are sitting there like, oh, Cuba, Venezuela, a socialist dictator. How about you stop, motherfuckers, realize you're fucking idiots, and understand that, as I've said many times before, that Ron DeSantis and any other anti-LGBT Republican that there is has no business talking about human rights in any place whatsoever. When you are against human rights for LGBT people, you are in no position to talk about the human rights of any other country or place on earth. Especially countries that have no bearing on your life and have no bearing on anyone else's life whatsoever. Because Cuba and Venezuela they're just the countries that the Republicans love to hate. They are the countries that the military-industrial complex needs an enemy. Because the military-industrial complex and the right-wingers always need a fucking enemy. It's always an enemy. That's all it is. So every single time when something's going bad, just like about critical race theory too. Oh my God, critical race theory, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm going to ban critical race theory. I'm going to ban this and that. But except it's the left that's banning everything. The left wants to ban free speech. Except I'm going to ban free speech right here. And then I'm going to ban this. I'm going to ban that. Blah, 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 blah. You're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. You're the worst. You do everything you accuse the left of doing times a trillions and more. It's worse than that. It's just, as you said, woke ideologies and everything else. What about your fucking woke ideologies about you teaching about communism in classes and communism bad? It's like, oh yeah, congratulations. Yeah, children are going to gain so much from that, right? Oh yeah, communism bad. Wow, whoop-de fucking do. Oh gee, is it? Oh wow. Oh wow, communism bad. Wow, what a great lesson. Ooh, look at that. Wow, look at that. Our fucking Professor DeSantis is doing such great things for education. Whoa. It's fucking unbelievable. It's so easy. Like, it's so easy to take these fucking people and tear them to fucking shreds because they deserve it. Because they so deserve it. This is what they get. And more people are catching on to it, and they're tearing them down for it. And Ron DeSantis gets triggered like a little fucking snowflake. Because he's the snowflake. He's the little bitch. He's the snowflake. He's the bitch. He's the fucking pig. He's the snowflake in all of this. If you criticize any of this, he'll turn around and he'll smear you as this and as that, and as a puppet of Cuba, a puppet of Venezuela, and everything else. A puppet of Nicaragua. It'll smear you as this, it'll smear you as that. I fucking hate this motherfucker, I swear to God. You do realize, people, that it's people like this that, as much as I cannot stand how many sectors of the left is and why I am in the left of center, but it's people like this that do not make me want to go to the other side, because I'm not going to go to the other side, because you see how the other side is. And I'm not saying, oh, the other side is this and that, oh, well, whatever. I mean, people are free to think and judge for themselves, obviously. I encourage free speech and debate on my channel, because that's how I am as a person who's on the center left. But of course, Ron DeSantis' fucking fantards would come out here and bitch and moan that I'm a fucking lefty and a commie and all this other fucking stuff like that. Yeah, except I've been on the record of being against communism. I've criticized the Chinese regime and everything else. I've done all sorts of different things. So I've been on the record. So people don't seem to understand that. It's just the left wing bad, the right wing good. That's all it is. It's all just rhetoric for his voters. That's all it is. This is all it is. This is political theater on behalf of the far right. This is all it is. The neocons and the far right. That's all it is. All this is a way for Ron DeSantis to distract from the problems that he is facing from his own, much like what Rick Scott is doing, much like what Rick Scott's doing in that big fight he's getting into with Joe Biden, and you name it. And obviously Joe Biden's not making it better because he's not a good leader either. But of course, nobody will seem to realize that. They'll just bitch and moan, but they won't talk about the real problems that are facing our country. The real problems facing these actual people indoctrinating children. But remember, guys, in their eyes, it's the left that's indoctrinating children. Oh my God, could you imagine if a liberal state of this country, let's just say hypothetically, let's say Oregon, or where I'm from, Massachusetts, or Vermont, passed a law saying that schools in this state should be required to teach about the lessons of fascism and Nazism. Could you imagine that? Do you know what the reaction from the Ron DeSantis crowd would be? They'd be screaming and hollering and saying that that's a violation of free speech and everything else. And by the way, I would be against that because you know how you motherfuckers are always like, we shouldn't be teaching sex to children and sexual orientation to children. That's right, we shouldn't be. And I disagree with that 100%. We should not be teaching sexual orientation to children in the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade because that's not appropriate. But you know what else is not fucking appropriate? Indoctrinating children with your fucking trash fire garbage and your stupid shit about how communism is bad. That's also inappropriate for children, you fucking dipshit. Okay? That's also fucking not okay. To be teaching fucking high schoolers about the dangers of communism and to literally politically indoctrinate high schoolers. That's also inappropriate, you fucking hypocrite. Did that ever occur to you? Does this ever occur to you? No, because when the right does it, it's okay. When the left does it, it's bad, okay? Well, when this one wants to do this, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So, that's also not appropriate to have children be taught in the classroom about your fucking right-wing bias garbage, about how communism bad, leftism bad, blah, 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 blah. Okay? That's also just as bad. That's just as bad as teaching a bunch of children about gay, about like, oh, this and that, about, oh, gay sex and this and that. The thing that you accuse the left of doing, which I disagree with. I do not agree with them doing that because children do not need to know about sex at that age. But they also don't need to know about fucking communism and blah, blah, blah at that age either, you fucking idiot. Okay? So, it's not appropriate to teach children about sex, obviously, until a certain age. But it's also not okay to be sitting there and indoctrinating them with your right-wing neocon garbage about how communism bad, socialism bad. That's also not acceptable. So, why don't we all take a balanced approach to this and say, okay, this isn't okay when this one does it. It's not okay when these people indoctrinate these people. Okay, so when you want to indoctrinate people, it's perfectly acceptable. That's your argument. This is the argument from the DeSantis crowd. This is the argument from all of them. Let's ban this. Let's ban that. Let's not do this. How about we just do this in general? How about we not teach children anything about our biases? Let's not teach them about anything to do with sex or sexual orientation or gender or whatever, because children don't need to learn that shit yet. But let's also not permit any kind of political indoctrination into our high schools, into our schools. How about that? But no, Ron DeSantis is leading the pack. No, they can't learn about this. No, they got to learn about how bad the evil, bad leftists are. That's what he's doing. So how about this? Let's not teach children anything to do with sex or gender, because that's not appropriate for them. But let's also not have any kind of political indoctrination, left wing, right wing, whatever. Let's have it at that. Did that ever occur? Let's not have anything. Let's just teach children what they should be teaching from the beginning. Let's just have it to where making our education better and actually having something actually decent, like how to manage money, balance a checkbook, all that. Because I think the education system in this country is fucking, it's no good anyway. And then the student loan debts, everything else. So why don't we do it like that? But no, in the eyes of Ron DeSantis, we indoctrinate children with our own right-wing garbage, and it's okay when we do it. But when you got Disney and the left, oh, they're the bad ones. Yeah, I disagree with some of the things that they're doing, obviously. But I'm also against indoctrinating high schoolers with right-wing propaganda, which is exactly what you're doing. About literal ghosts. Because that's what, like, Cuba and Venezuela are. They're basically ghosts. It's just a way to like scare children into thinking, oh my God, the big bad Cuba and Venezuela are going to come after us and come after our great state of Florida and everything else. It's people like this as to why our country's so fucking backward. It's people like this as to what's dragging our country backwards and dragging our education system backward. It's people like this. But that's okay. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious, and I find it so fucking funny. Because it's a way to get more Cuban American voters on Ron DeSantis' side who tend to vote more Republican. It's literally all political talking points. It's political theater. It's a way for him to get more voters. That's obviously what it is. And nobody can sit there and tell me otherwise. But that's okay. Because the dumber DeSantis gets, the more he's going to get. The dumber he gets, which he gets dumber and more ridiculous with each passing day. But that's perfectly acceptable. Because much like his martyr Donald Trump, who I find damaging and deplorable and quite frankly disgusting, much like him, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to call that shit out. No matter how much. It doesn't matter. Popular, unpopular, whatever. Because that's fine. Because when I see my country being fucking dragged backwards by these fucking idiots, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to bust their asses up and I'm going to say, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, wrong. And that's perfectly acceptable, and that's perfectly okay, but this is not acceptable in theory. But that's okay, because I'm going to come out here and I'm going to call this shit out until I'm blue in the face. Because these are my beliefs, this is what I stand for, and I'm against hypocrisy from any side, and I'm going to call this fucking shit out because Ron DeSantis is a fucking clown. He's a joke. He's an embarrassment. He's a ridiculous human being. He's not a serious person. And anybody with half a brain in their head knows these things. And I stand by every single thing I say in this video. It's ridiculous. It's everything that he accuses the left of doing times infinity and beyond up into the stars and space. And Ron DeSantis has no self-awareness, and that's pretty much that. It's just another stupid, retarded, right-wing politician in this country that has no self-awareness and does everything that they accuse the left of doing times infinity and beyond. And that's pretty much it. And I think I'm going to end the video here because it's already long as shit, and I'm not going off on 10 more tangents because the longer I do this, the more aggravated I'm going to get with these fucking idiots. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here, but I wanted to make this video to expose these fucking morons and to continue doing it because this is what they get, and we need to spread awareness as to who they are and to how hypocritical they are. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to wrap it up here. So I'll see you all again next time in the next video stream premiere. More stuff on the way, coming your way soon. This is Zach the Celtics guy saying thank you for watching. See you all again next time in the next video stream premiere. Whatever it happens to be. See you all again soon, and I'll catch you all again next time. Bye for now. Peace out. Take care, and have a good day.